This is the Geek GK61. It's a great $60 keyboard. So opening up the box, you get the keyboard itself, a very good braided USB Type-C cable, and you also get a keycap and key switch puller. This keyboard was provided by banggood.com, so if you do want a discount code, just check the description, and I also have an affiliate link down there, and if you buy from that, I'll get a small portion. So the keyboard itself comes in a plastic case. It has USB Type-C for connection, and it weighs about 1 pound and 4 ounces. And if you need the metric system, well, it weighs about 0.57 kilograms, based off of my calculations. So this keyboard also features full RGB. It comes with a few preset lighting effects, and you can speed up, slow down, and change the brightness for all of them. It also comes with software. If you go to the product page on Banggood, you can scroll down and there will be a Google Drive link. So if you download that, you can install it, but I could not get it to work, so I can't say anything about the software. The keycaps on this keyboard are very nice actually. I wasn't expecting them to be very good because the font looks kind of cringe, but the keycaps are actually really nice. They're double-shot ABS plastic, so the legend will never wear down, and they have this nice texture to them. The switches underneath the keycaps are Teardown optical yellow switches. So Teardown optical yellow switches have 35 gram springs, they actuate at 1.1 millimeters, and they bottom out at 4 millimeters. Now there's one special thing about these switches. They are optical switches. To put it shortly, when the switch is pressed, the stem of the switch moves downward, and that triggers the light sensor on the PCB, which activates the key. And an important thing to know is that the PCB will only work with Teardown optical switches. Looking at the PCB here, there's no holes for pins on a regular switch. So if I took some switches out of this keyboard and I wanted to put my Teardown ink blacks in, I would not be able to do that. So enough rambling on about all these details and stuff, I'm sure you guys just really want to hear the keyboard. So here's a nice sound test I made. Taking apart the keyboard is pretty easy. There's just a few screws around it, and after you screw those out, it'll just pop right out of the case. Now, a thing I noticed with this keyboard is that the PCB has holes for regular 60% cases, but they don't use those screws. They use these different screws that are around the keyboard. I think that you'd be able to put this PCB into another case, but I'm not sure because I was not able to test that out. Now, looking at the case, you can see that there is some ribbing in there, and it does have a little bit of flex because it's just all plastic, so it's nothing too crazy. An interesting thing I noticed when I took apart this keyboard was that there was some foam underneath the spacebar. I'm not sure if that's to stiffen it or to dampen it or something, but it's just a little strange thing I noticed. While using this keyboard, I felt like it was pretty loud, and I think that's because the case is just super empty. So I'm sure if you chucked some foam in there, it would sound a lot better. The one game I tested this keyboard out in was Osu. I actually liked the Gator Optical yellow switches more than my ink blacks for Osu. The light springs mean you have more stamina, and thanks to the 1.1mm actuation height, I didn't have to press the key switches in as far to get the same results. So all in all, this is a great keyboard for the price. It has wonderful switches, the keycaps are really nice despite the fonts on them, and the RGB is good. It's not a perfect keyboard though. There are a few downsides, such as the software didn't work at all for me. The hot swap isn't very useful, since you can't put regular switches in there. You're limited to only optical switches. And that's basically all I've got to say. Thanks to Banggood again for sending me this keyboard to review, and if you'd like to buy it, links are in the description.